Good morning, everyone. Lonewulfrick here. It is a Sunday morning here in Las Vegas as I am enjoying the sounds of a man-made waterfall here. I'm in front of Mandalay Bay right now. Kind of see it peeking through the column there. Just going to do a little walking here before the NFL games start. Hope everybody's having a good weekend. I just love these sounds, the sounds of the water falling. So relaxing and peaceful sounding. Doesn't get much better than that, huh? Come over here and look at the other side before we start walking down the strip here. The water really spraying out of those little falls there. I just really enjoy the serenity of nice early morning. Just the calmness of the water. Beautiful. It's a nice morning this morning here in Vegas. It's about 65 degrees right now. Just a hint of a breeze.
Wait.
Take a look over there at the Luxor. Kind of become a pyramid billboard there. Bud Light Beer Garden, well, that's actually theirs, the beer garden is anyway. That's at everything over there with the sound stage, and as they have a lot of tailgating they do there for the Raiders games. So what's everybody's favorite thing to do on a Sunday morning or a Sunday all day? Is it the NFL football games? Maybe going to church and enjoying church with family and friends? Or just kind of the quietness of having the day off here with the family and a nice home-cooked meal. I remember when I was a kid, my mom always fixed, we either had one or two things on Sunday. We either had fried chicken or we had like a pot roast. And that was what we called our good meal for the week. And then my dad and I would sit and watch some football. Well, usually I watched the football maybe, and my dad would sleep, but now keep in mind, this is back in the days of no cable TV. So CBS and NBC carried the games on Sundays. And because the region of where I'm from Oklahoma, CBS would carry the Dallas Cowboys game when they played every week, and NBC would play the carry the Kansas City Chiefs, because everything was regionalized then. So you got the teams that were playing in your region, and those were the two teams. Now every now and then, every once in a great while, I mean Dallas was always on, but every once in a great while, and I don't know if this was the television network that was out of Tulsa that did this, but sometimes instead of Kansas City, they would play Houston Oilers games. So, just good memories, fond memories, you know. Some signs there advertising the beer garden going each way. And then for whatever reason, but during baseball season, I was a big baseball fan, but as a kid, nobody else really was. So, but in the summertime, the NBC would have the game of the week. You remember those with Joe Garagiola and Tony Kubek? And they would have, but for some reason, we looked at either Cincinnati or the LA Dodgers. I guess maybe that were the two teams that were the best TV ratings for baseball, maybe. But I know Cincinnati was very good back then. And then later on in the 70s, the Dodgers got very good. But those were the two teams that were mostly on the NBC baseball game of the week. And me growing up a big Cardinals fan, I could never understand why the Cardinals weren't on TV. Now, as I got a little bit older, one of the TV stations out of Tulsa would carry Sunday games, Sunday's Cardinals games. So the rest of the time, if you wanted to hear a game or watch a game, or I guess hear a game, it's like you'd get out your little transistor radio and find the channel and listen to Jack Buck. At least that's who was doing it when I was a kid, do the play-by-play. You know, Harry Carey was a little bit before my time. So Jack Buck was the main broadcaster during then. Good times, good childhood memory times, you know. And then the rest of the time, I'd just be outside playing. I'd either be riding my bicycle, or sometimes I would, actually a lot of times, because I love baseball. And the garage that the house I grew up in, it's like my dad's garage, was made out of concrete block. So, you know, I'd find an old tennis ball. You know, usually you could find those when you were a kid. It's like out and about someplace. Because I really didn't play tennis. But to get an old tennis ball, and they kind of created my own pitchback. You know, where you're just kind of throwing it up against the garage, and the tennis ball would bounce back to you. I remember one year, not sure, I would have been maybe in that 10 to 12 year old age range, something like that. For Christmas, most of the time for Christmas in our family, that's when you got your clothing. You got some jeans and got socks, and you got underwear, and you got shirts. You know, you got basically some school clothing. That's how kind of Christmas worked at our place. And then you would get like a couple of things that might have been out of the norm or whatever. And I remember one year I got a pitchback. Remember the old pitchback with the tubular framing around it, and then it was the net. And right in the center of the net, it had like the little marking off of where the strike zone was. I loved that. That was like one of my favorite things as a kid. That thing lasted a while. You know, and then it, as most things do, it's like, you know, the netting got a little bit looser, and you know, it probably sat outside in the weather too a lot. And but man, it's like we'd be out in the backyard, and yeah, I would learn how to pitch. You know, I'd be having watching baseball games, and you'd see every now and then they do a little instructional thing on how to throw a curveball or a slider. So I'm like a little kid. I'm back there with my pitchback, going through and just learning how to pitch. You know, snapping the ball off a little bit. The great thing about those like those days too, especially like throwing the tennis ball up against the garage or whatever. Hey, you can do that at any time. And then I remember a couple times of finding golf balls and basically taking the golf balls and throwing it up against the garage. Now the golf ball, I mean, that sucker might have some speed on it. You know, when you throw it up against the garage, or you could throw it into the ground off the garage and do some pop-ups with it, and just sometimes, you know, you might hit the you know how those concrete block buildings work, when they would have like caulking inside, you know, to hold it together, or whatever that stuff was you put in between the blocks, or some other concrete, you know, to hold the blocks together. But you'd always have like the little, not cracks, but little grooves around each block, and sometimes if you threw it just right, you could hit those grooves, and then you didn't know where the ball was going to go. And then that's how you practiced your infielding. Because if you hit one of those just right, that sucker would shoot off like to the right or to the left, and with a little bit of speed on it, so you would have to be ready to either go right or go left, or maybe even a few times you even got to dive for the ball. It's a different world back then, everybody. We created what we wanted to do. We created the games we wanted to play. Well, I thank y'all very much for letting me share that with you. That brings back some memories of fun times. I was going to say, it's like the year I got the pitch back too. I actually got a brand new Wilson baseball glove too. Man. Growing up, it's our family, you know, my dad worked hard. My mom was a stay-at-home mom, so we didn't have tons of money. So getting something like that at Christmas time, or if you got a bicycle, say, I mean, that was just, I mean, for us, that was just a fantastic gift. Alright everybody, I think that's going to do for this video. Like I said, thank you for letting me share that with y'all. I greatly appreciate it. I'm going to get ready, go watch some NFL football. It's about, I don't know, 45 minutes away from kickoff right now. If you're new to the channel, hit that red subscribe button, okay? Become a member of our YouTube family. We greatly appreciate that. And to our subscribers, thank you very much for your support. We appreciate everything you guys do for us. Alright everybody, y'all take care, okay? Stay healthy, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye everybody.